Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we are learning more about a case involving a Wolf County woman charged with the death of her infant. And folks in one eastern Kentucky county are rallying behind a family as an infant battles cancer.
And all is quiet throughout eastern Kentucky, but shower chances are somewhere in the 10-day. Details coming up.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Wolf County woman is behind bars charged with fetal homicide after police say she took abortion pills. An arrest citation says 35-year-old Melinda Spencer told officers she took the pills because the baby was not her boyfriend's. The abortion pill is illegal now in Kentucky as the state has a near total abortion ban. Tonight, Samantha Valentino is speaking with those on both sides of the issue.
Melinda Spencer is charged with fetal homicide, abuse of a corpse, and evidence tampering. Kentucky State Police say she admitted to taking abortion pills she ordered online, then placing the fetus in a light bulb box and burying it in her backyard. Court records show Spencer went to a clinic in Campton and told them she had a medical abortion. That clinic then called police. Spencer's arrest comes as Kentucky has a near total abortion ban since Roe v. Wade was overturned in 2022 and the Commonwealth's trigger law took effect. The only time abortion is allowed is when a doctor deems it necessary to prevent death or serious injury to the pregnant person.
This is a really terrifying reality.
Angela Cooper with the ACLU of Kentucky says reading the definitions and exception statute of the KRS covering fetal homicide, she's confused as to why Spencer is facing the charge.
And that exception specifically says that nothing in the chapter applies to a person who has taken action that causes the death of their unborn child, and it seems to be written specifically for like a self-managed abortion.
Cooper says research shows abortion bans don't stop abortions, they only stop safe and legal ones. She also says Kentucky's near total abortion ban is harming people who miscarry because they're scared to seek medical care out of fear they'll be criminally charged.
You have people who are suffering very severe medical consequences, up to and including the loss of their fertility, because they're afraid to talk to their doctors about what's going on.
Kentucky Right to Life Executive Director Adia Wishner says Spencer's case highlights a need to strengthen laws against bringing the abortion pill into Kentucky.
Something that we're working on and working with the legislators, the illegal trafficking of these medications, the fact that she would get the medication without wraparound medical services. The fact that they're being trafficked and sold online.
Wishner says Spencer's arrest underscores a need for Kentucky Right to Life to inform pregnant people of the resources available to them.
We have to find a better way to bombard them with messages that make sure that they know the truth about themselves. They know that their support is out there should they find themselves with an unplanned pregnancy.
Wishner calls Spencer's situation devastating.
She was on her own, and that's probably the greatest tragedy. And the other tragedy, of course, is that a child's life was lost.
In Frankfort, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
To hear more from both Right to Life and the ACLU, just head to this story at WYMT.com. Police in Laurel County are investigating a deadly ATV crash. Police say it happened yesterday evening near Callahan Falls. Deputies say 55-year-old Michael Strong of Bourbon County overturned his ATV into a creek, resulting in him being severely hurt. After he was taken to St. Joseph Hospital in London, the coroner pronounced Strong dead. The London City Council believes the city is facing a, quote, impending physical emergency. In a new court filing, the council says that's the reason behind cuts made in an amended budget. A judge this week issued a restraining order stopping the budget from going into effect. That came after a group of city employees filed a lawsuit against the council. The council's amended budget included cuts to many city departments, including the fire department. In today's response to this restraining order, the council said departments are overstaffed for the size of London. They say reducing the workforce would help deal with a potential $10 million liability on appropriations from garbage funds. A hearing in the lawsuit is set for Monday morning. Police in Whitley County arrested a man in connection with a shooting. Deputies say it happened near the intersection of Kentucky 11 and Kentucky 92 last night. Police say Jim King had left the scene only to be taken into custody later. Police discovered someone who had suffered a single gunshot wound. That person, whose name was not released, was flown to UT Medical Center and is in stable condition. King was charged with multiple counts of wanton endangerment. 1 week after 13-year-old Winter Wagner was found in Maryland. The man charged with her kidnapping is now in custody in Rockcastle County. Police say Christian Delgado was booked at the Rockcastle Detention Center just after midnight. The girl's father is now talking about the long journey of finding his daughter. Maggie Rickerby has more.
I feel so overwhelmed and so relieved, and I'm so thankful to God, and especially I'm so thankful to the community too.
After over 2 months of searching, missing teen Winter Wagner was found in a home in Maryland with 37-year-old Christian Delgado. He was arrested that day and charged with kidnapping. According to his arrest warrant, he met the teen online and drove from Florida to Kentucky, where he picked up Winter. Then he drove her back to Florida and eventually to Maryland. It took the efforts of the community, FBI, U.S. Marshals, local authorities, and a concerned neighbor to find her. Dusty says a woman who lived close by to the suspect asked Winter if she was the missing girl she'd seen in reports. When she said yes, Winter's family was called.
She said that Winter looked way too young to be with him, which my feeling, the way I feel, if that woman could see it, then he should have definitely saw it too, you know.
Delgado had his first court appearance last week, where he told the judge it was a huge misunderstanding. Delgado is now booked at the Rockcastle County Detention Center. Dusty is now urging other parents to watch what their kids are doing online.
I'm very close with Winter, and I kept up with a lot of stuff she done, and I never saw this coming. I never saw it for a second coming.
At last check, Winter has not yet been returned to Kentucky, but her father says he got to speak to her on the phone briefly. He's waiting for the moment to be reunited with his little girl. In Rockcastle County, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
The Rockcastle County Sheriff's Office says there will be a news conference at 1 p.m. on Monday. It is the same day Delgado is expected to be in court for the first time in Kentucky. Fire crews in Perry County responded to one of several house fires across the region this week. The Hazard Fire Department and Jakes Branch Fire Department were called to a home near Richard Everidge Auto Sales just after 5 a.m. When they got there, they say no one was found inside. Officials say the scene was under control a little more than an hour later. It's been a cloudy and chilly start to 2026. Can we expect more of the same this weekend? Meteorologist Eric Gain has our first look at the forecast. Eric.
The short answer, Steve, is yes. We'll see temperatures staying in the 40s as we go throughout the weekend. Right now, though, on live pinpoint Doppler radar, it is dry throughout the majority of eastern Kentucky. To see any rain, you have to go a little bit over towards portions of Tennessee. Chattanooga seeing some shower activity. Knoxville seeing some shower activity over towards Nashville, and then south of Columbia, Tennessee, seeing some heavy rain going into the Tennessee-Alabama border. That's where the rain is. Right now, we are staying dry throughout the majority of the Commonwealth. But if you do have plans to take you south, just allow yourself extra time to get from point A to point B. Temperatures right now all over the place, 30s, 40s, even 50s. Look at Jonesville, 52, 51 in Harlan. But you go to Grundy, 41, 34 is the current temperature in Moorhead. But a factor that feels like temperature some places has a little bit of a bite in the air, especially across the northern fringe of the WYMT viewing area, where we have that feels like temperature in the mid-30s. So if you have plans tonight, we'll see temperatures in the mid to upper 30s by the time 9 o'clock rolls around. By 6 a.m., we'll see temperatures hovering right around freezing with a light northeasterly wind. I'll have your complete first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. In McGoffin County, the fiscal court hosted a special meeting earlier today. What came out of it was the appointment of a temporary county judge executive, Darrell Ray Howard. Howard is the magistrate in the county's 1st district and is succeeding Matt Wireman until an interim judge is appointed by Governor Andy Beshear. Wireman announced his retirement this week, but says he still plans to run in this year's election for county judge. The incumbent for the State House in the 95th District is not running for re-election. In a post on Facebook, Ashley Tackett Lafferty says she's going to run for Floyd District Court Judge instead. She says the decision made sense from the standpoint of allowing her to be closer to home and still serving those in the area. Tackett Lafferty has been traveling to Frankfort since 2019, 4 consecutive terms as state representative. She is the last Democrat representing Eastern Kentucky in the state legislature. And you can find out who is trying to fill that seat on WYMT.com. Well, 2026 is set up to be an important year in Frankfort as lawmakers will work to pass a new 2-year state budget. The General Assembly will start their session on Tuesday. Governor Andy Beshear is expected to announce his legislative priorities in his State of the Commonwealth address the following day. He will try to convince the Republican supermajority to provide money to legislation he supports. The legislative session is expected to wrap up in April. A Floyd County family's life was turned upside down when a trip to the beach ended in an unexpected diagnosis. Now they are relying on their community to help them through. WYMT's Buddy Forbes shares their story.
A family vacation to Florida in April was the beginning of a journey Sasha and Bailey Combs never expected to take.
It's every parent's worst nightmare.
Their 2-year-old son Axel got sick, and their family pediatrician suggested they seek immediate care at a nearby hospital. That visit turned into a diagnosis of aggressive leukemia.
He's even too little to understand that he has cancer.
They had to stay in Florida until May 12th before Axel was stable enough to transfer his care to Cincinnati.
Scary, and it's mentally and physically draining.
The Floyd County family then had to relocate closer to the hospital to accommodate Axel's frontline chemo treatments, a process they only had a week to figure out. But they say they were blessed with the support of their community and the Kentucky State Police, where Bailey works as a trooper for Post 9.
It's been a big blessing, not just Post 9, actually all across the state. We've had people reach out from different posts.
Bailey said that law enforcement love spread across departments and state lines, with helpers pouring in even while the family was still in Florida.
I say the Florida Highway Patrol probably stopped 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And checked on us. They brought gifts, brought snacks, they brought us movies.
Since then, Axel has celebrated a birthday, the holidays, and undergone more than 50 blood transfusions, more than 10 spinal taps, and countless chemotherapy treatments as part of a 3-year plan to attack the cancer.
It's so hard watching him go through that because, like I said, he should just be able to be a baby.
His parents say Axel, now 3 years old, has been in good spirits, holding to his energy and his appetite.
Okay.
And KSP Post 6, where Bailey was able to transfer to be with his family, has helped him be a kid, even though he and his brother Bennett have to stay isolated.
They set up trick-or-treating inside of Post, and on the outside, they let them sit in the helicopter, and it was just for Axel and Bennett. It was just for those two. So that was if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have got to go trick-or-treating.
Sasha says this journey is something they have a hard time putting into words, but they are using it to raise awareness and create extended community, establishing an Angels for Axel social media movement.
This army of angels is what we call them. If we have to go through this journey, we're so appreciative that God sent us all these people to kind of try to help us as much as they can.
Since the family will remain in a temporary home 3 hours from Floyd County until at least spring, with a less aggressive treatment beginning at that time, the group has helped with expenses and other needs.
We viewed everybody that has supported us since this happened as our Earthside angel.
A gift Axel's parents say they could never repay, as they pray to soon say
Bye.
to cancer. Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The family has already seen more than $2 million in medical expenses billed to their insurance and is still paying the bills on their permanent and temporary homes. You can follow Axel's journey and see how to contribute to the family's expenses on our website.
All right, as we go throughout the next several days, we'll stay quiet as we go throughout the evening hours, dry and cool as we go into the weekend, but warm weather is going to enter the picture as we go into next week. Details on the First Alert forecast coming up.
And a new restaurant is opening in Knott County. We'll hear from the owner and the judge executive about what it could mean for downtown Hindman.